Hi y'all, Tripping Tommy here, and today I'm coming to you from my little travel trailer that I'm going to spend the next few months in, and who knows how much longer than that in fact, um, playing down in Arizona with. Now last year was my first time experience as a snowbirder, and through the course of the winter I learned quite a bit about what worked and what didn't work for me here in this little trailer. So I've done a few modifications to it so it suits my needs a little better. The first thing I did was to install a nice solar system, and I have fully integrated the system in with the trailer so that it is seamless and flawless and you don't even have to think about it. I use a 1200 watt pure sine wave inverter. I have a lithium ion battery from Battleborn that I love. Wonderful piece of equipment. I have a charge controller that's an EP-Ever 20 amp charge controller. I have three 100 watt solar panels on the roof mounted flat. And then I have some monitors and controllers and other little such as that. And then to integrate it into my travel trailer, I designed and built an automatic transfer switch that also took care of the issue with the converter and having a circular charge loop, so to speak. But I'm not going to go into the automatic transfer switch and that stuff. It's a little bit complicated for just a do-it-yourselfer. I've had some experience with these things, so it wasn't too hard for me. But if you really want to know how to put it together, I tell you what parts I bought from Granger. It was an open relay with 120 volt coil, double pole, double throw, of course, to do the isolation with. So the way it works is when I plug the outside short power into power, when that happens, immediately the inverter is disconnected in the coach here from the system, and the shore power then takes over, and the converter is also energized at that time to power the batteries. That's the only time the converter will work, is when it's plugged in. That's the only way it has an opportunity to work. And so what I've done is I have routed all the solar power and the inverter power back through the original systems that are here in the little travel trailer. So for the fuse panel on the 12 volts, I'm running right back into the WIFCO distribution panel, and that is then set with all the 12 volt fuses for each individual leg, whether it be lights or appliances or whatever's on the voltage. I'll show you what I got going on here. Now check this. Okay, let's start with the heart of the system, and that would be our beautiful Battleborn battery. And that sits down in the bottom of this little box that I made, and it's braced and blocked on the bottom and set so it can't move. Screwed onto the top of the box is the 1200 watt pure sine wave inverter. And then as you can see, we have wires running off. Here we have a switch to turn the battery off. So if I hit this switch here, I can disconnect the 12 volt battery from the system. That's important when I want to drive. Here's my WIFCO distribution panel. And as you can see, it all looks exactly stock, and everything works as if it was stock. You wouldn't know the difference. The automatic transfer switch is mounted inside the cabinet, and there's no user serviceable stuff in that, so there's nothing to worry about. You don't need it's just a box with a bunch of electronics, wires, and connectors in it. No big deal. Then up above, we have the solar controller by EP-Ever, and that is a 20 amp solar controller, and that's why I have three 100 watt panels on the top. Now 20 amps times 12 volts gives us 240 watts. So the maximum output from this solar controller should be about 240 watts into the battery. I have 300 watts on the roof, so that gives me a little bit of over panel. But all those numbers are based on a perfect scenario, which you never have. So with these batteries up, with the solar panels up on the top now, I'm only charging I'm almost 100% on the battery. I'm not using any power except for the Max Air fan, which was another one of my modifications. Is this guy right here. Absolutely wonderful. I have the remote control for it and all that stuff. Oh, as long as I'm looking this way, check it out. Here's the turlet. And I don't have a standard head anymore. I have a composting head. No more black tank blues. I don't have to get that poop all over me anymore when I dump it. God, that was a nasty, horrible job. Much, much easier doing it the more sophisticated way. And, oh yes, I also modified my bed in this area back here. This originally had an overhead cabinet and 2 cabinets that hung down on the sides. And I removed those and put this lightweight cabinet up above just to hold linens and such. Then I turned the bed sideways. The bed used to be turned 90 degrees to where it is right now. And that means it's stuck back about another 1.5 feet into the trailer here. By taking and turning it sideways and putting it here, I still have enough room for a full queen-size mattress. And I changed the frame underneath it so a thing doesn't lift up anymore. Those are like a mouse trap. What if you're out in the desert by yourself and you're reaching in there trying to pull something out and the brace would come down and squash you? Man, you'd lay there choked to death. No one would ever know. So anyway, now I can access the storage underneath the bed just by getting down and pulling things in and out, because it slides all the way to the front. There's a ton of storage underneath there. Another modification I did, because comfort is important when you're in a little travel trailer. And that is, I took half of this dinette and put it in the campfire one night, and I felt really good about it because I replaced it with this wonderful recliner. And one thing about being out and around, sometimes, and we all know every day isn't a perfect day and you can't be outside. If you're going to be stuck in here for any amount of time, you've got to have a comfortable place to sit. And these dinettes were just terrible. The bed is all right to sit on for a while, but it's not really comfortable. And sitting in this nice chair, which will slide around for me, I can move it in any direction in here. I could swing around, watch TV, which I have up here if I like. But I actually don't watch very much TV, to tell you the truth. Too many other things going on. Anyway, that's kind of the modifications I've done for the inside. Here's the control for the inverter. If I click this on here, then I've got 110 volts live on all the sockets and all the appliances, just as if I was plugged in outside. You can't tell the difference right now. In fact, I could even run this air conditioner. I know, insane. Here I am running a little air conditioner, and as you can see, it's working fine. It's going to be pulling a lot of power. We're pulling off 48.36 amps right now on that. And that's all being run off just this one little Battle-Born battery down here and that inverter. So that kind of impresses me. I was surprised to see that it would actually work, but the little air conditioner doesn't take much power. So there's, yeah, we're pulling 48 amps right now. Very cool. Anyway, that's just kind of a quick look at what's going on. I'll be back down in southern Arizona probably the end of the first week in October. I can't wait to get down there and see my friends and make new friends. Gonna have so much fun. Anyway, guys, have a blessed day. Enjoy things, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.